The ex-director of Air Force UFO program says they know, quote unquote, about UFOs, what UFOs are, in his very last interview. The UFO phenomenon has been studied by military and intelligence agencies for more than 70 years. After years of secrecy, ridicule, denial, and lies, it's now quite evident that this is the case. Video recordings, photos, radar tracking, and testimony from what seems to be thousands of people from within these departments have made this quite clear. Kindly support my Patreon account because YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Now, some countries have been very open about it. They have had disclosure for a couple of decades now. Even the defense minister of Canada, Paul Hellyer, I think he's still alive. He's been talking about this, UFOs and even extraterrestrials, even living among us, for decades now. Now, video recordings, photos, radar tracking, and testimony from what seems to be thousands of people from these departments have made it clear that UFOs are real, they say, but the idea that they are extraterrestrial or even extra-dimensional is something that mainstream media has stayed away from, and modern-day disclosure organizations like To the Stars Academy seem to be more focused on the reality of these objects and their demonstrated capabilities, while gently discussing the extraterrestrial hypothesis. Now, we know that from the Emerald tablets, and I'll leave the link below for the playlist I have. I've read those for you. The Emerald tablets, supposedly written by Thoth the Atlantean, he describes the tremendously advanced technology that the Atlanteans had, and he said that it was a matter of time before divine justice caught up with the Atlanteans because they were misusing technology that they were not supposed to be using. They even had interdimensional travel, not only interstellar travel, but interdimensional travel, and they were also bringing entities onto the world that they were not supposed to. And he says that he even had a spaceship that he secretly kept. He buried it under a sphinx in a plateau of pyramids in Egypt. He's also credited with building the pyramids of Egypt. But that's something that, of course, even the ancient Greeks from the time of Plato and even the ancient Egyptians were aware that the Atlanteans had very advanced technology, and that it was by divine justice from their haughtiness and their misuse of this technology that they're no longer among us. There are those who believe that there could be remnants of these Atlanteans and their technology among us. Now, that being said here, it's clear that the masses are being groomed in a way to accept the reality that many of these objects don't originate from Earth, evident that by the fact that the establishment mouthpiece New York Times covered a story about possible retrievals of off-world vehicles. It's one of many examples of stories that continue to creep up into the collective mind. Now, a film recently released by director James Fox titled The Phenomenon explores the extraterrestrial UFO issue, navigating the long-standing cover-up and global mystery involving unidentified aerial phenomenon. The film features a number of former intelligence and military personnel sharing what they disclose about UFOs and extraterrestrial hypotheses. One of these people is Colonel Robert Friend, a Tuskegee airman who from 1958 to 62 was a director of Project Blue Book, which was at the time the U.S. Air Force program to investigate UFOs. The program was mysteriously shut down, giving the perception that there wasn't much to investigate in the public eye, but with what we know now, that does not seem to be the case. The interview in the film was the last before his death, and in it, he makes extremely suggestive comments that the U.S. Air Force closed Project Blue Book because they found the answers they were looking for. The clip suggests that the Air Force knew what these objects were. Having been a UFO researcher myself for 15 years, I can tell you that just as there was evidence for the idea of UFOs were real, when they were in the conspiracy category, there is ample evidence suggesting that many of these objects are indeed extraterrestrial. And this is, of course, by Stephen Conley, but it's an article from Collective Evolution, and it's here under Creative Commons. So now the topic, he says, I've said many times, leaves no aspect of humanity untouched. It proves new insight into the nature of our reality, science, history, and technology, metaphysics, and will impact human consciousness in a major way. The topic is extremely complicated in the depth, and if you want to visit the archives of articles published, you can do so on the link here. And I'll leave the link below for you for the...
In 1969, the Air Force officially ended its public investigations.
Okay, so I'll leave a link below for you so you can also watch that as well. There's a little video in there that you can see, just a sort of an introduction. So please leave your comments on this. Thank you.